Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna, and on this channel I teach cake artists how to create modern cake designs and lifelike flowers using wafer paper. And today I'm going to show you how to make this delphinium stock, this flower arrangement or a stock. I don't know how to call it, but you can see it's a light blue shades with different black accents, and I'm going to show you how to make flowers, how to assemble everything, how to color wafer paper, make centers, make leaves. So let's begin. Let's talk about tools and materials. First and obvious, I'm going to use wafer paper. This is 0.27 millimeters, and I wanted to reuse some of my scraps. And I'm going to use another piece of green. This is airbrushed wafer paper for my foliage. Also, to make my flowers and to arrange a stem, I'm going to use 28 gauge wire and 18 gauge wire for a stem. Then I'm going to use floral tape in white as well. To cut my flowers, I'm going to use this hydrangea craft punch. If you do not have this craft punch, you can use any craft punches in a similar shape, 5 petals, 4 petals, doesn't matter, because we are making a stylized flower. Also, I'm going to use a piece of bumpy foam to shape my flowers. I will need to have my wafer paper glue. The link is in the description for my recipe. And basic tools, I will need my foam pot, wire cutters, needle nose pliers, my favorite pair of scissors. Then I would need to use a few brushes to apply my dust, and for my colors I'm going to use Elite Colors by the Sugar Art, Forget Me Not, Cecilia Rose and Midnight Blue. These are the shades I'm going for. To shape my flowers I'm going to use a ball tool. And to color my wafer paper to make my centers, I'm going to use black food marker. So let's get started. And first thing what I'm going to do is I want to color my wafer paper in this light blue Forget Me Not color. And to do that, I'm just going to apply this petal dust dry using a makeup brush. And I have a coupon code for 15% off. And I will use the remaining petal dust to apply on the back side. Also, I will take my Cecilia Rose petal dust in this lighter pink color. And I'm going to apply to a few spots. Again, just to add visual dimension and a little bit more interest to my color. Now that I have my wafer paper colored, I'm going to punch my flowers, and I'm looking to use this larger one and this second largest. And I would need to have 2 shapes for each flower. And I'm placing them on my foam pot, shiny side up. And I'm going to take my ball tool and prepare my bumpy foam where I'm going to place my flowers. I will start with these 2 flowers. I have them shiny side up, and I'm going to lightly steam them. And I'm using my mini steamer. I will put a link in the description, but this is rechargeable cold steam mister. And then I'm going to take small ball tool and shape my petals this way, both of them. And now to shape my flower, I'm going to turn them upside down. So you can see now they are shaped this way. And I'll take my wafer paper glue to assemble these petals together, both shapes. So here in the middle, just a touch. And then I'm going to place my petal 90 degrees to my first petal. And now to shape it, I'm going to place it in the palm of my hand, and I'm going to gently press it together. So now I have my first shape, my first flower. I'm going to put it in my bumpy foam here to dry. And for smaller flowers, I'm going to shape them and make them even closer looking flowers. To do that, I'm going to apply my wafer paper glue again on the front side. But when I'm going to shape them, I'm going to take all my petals together and pinch them. So you can see now this flower looks much smaller. And I'm going to set that aside to dry as well. And you would need roughly maybe 20 flowers in different sizes to make your branch. Now for my centers, I'm going to use another piece of wafer paper. And to color my wafer paper, I'm going to use an edible marker and roughly paint on both sides, because the type of delphinium I'm making, it looks like it has black and white centers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut squares out of that, roughly maybe half an inch, 1 centimeters by 1 centimeter, so something like this. And this is the same method I used to make my baby's breath flowers. And I'm going to take 28 gauge wire and roughly cut it in 4 pieces. For the top, I'm going to fold it over and make a small closed hook. And now to make my center, I'm going to bring my wafer paper glue and paint here on top of my square of black and white wafer paper, thread my wire in the middle and press it together to create a shape like this. And now that I have my flowers, I'm going to take my wafer paper glue, apply a little bit here in the middle, and I have my centers, and all I need is to thread my center through my flower like this. And here is going to be my first flower. I'm going to make a hook and put it upside down to dry. Now that I have my flowers already dry, I'm going to dust them a little bit using the midnight blue color. And what I'm looking to do is to dust my flower on the side and just lightly touch the ends of my petals. Just on one side to make it more dimensional. Same here. And before assembling my flowers, I'm going to make weak leaves. I'm going to use the same 28 gauge wire. And for my easy leaves, I'm going to use this airbrushed wafer paper. So I have a square, roughly 5 by 5 centimeters, and I will take a small amount of my wafer paper glue, place my wire, and sandwich with another piece of wafer paper. And while it's soft and flexible, I'm going to cut it and roughly create this leaf shape. While it's still soft and flexible, I'm going to take it to my foam part, use the same ball tool, and gently run it on my wafer paper to give it a little bit more shape and dimension. So here's going to be my leaf. I will set it aside on my foam part to dry as well. Now that I have my flowers, I have my leaves, I'm going to take 18 gauge wire. So I'm roughly deciding on the sizes for my flower. This is going to be my first layer, 3 flowers, then 3 of this, then 4 in this size, so 4 more in this size, and 4 of this. And I will start with stretching my floral tape first, and I will start with taping my 3 flowers for the top first. And then I'm going to introduce my floral wire and tape everything together. And now I will start building my flowers, adding just one by one going down. So where I have an empty spot, I'm going to place another flower here, bending my flowers, my wires at the beginning. Like this. And I'm trying to add a few layers of floral tape in between adding a flower, because then it's much easier for me to adjust the flower and it's not going to move when I'm going to add another one. And last few flowers, I'll try to place them on the same level here to give this delphinium stock a fuller look. And here I'm going to tape my stems down. All I need to do is to add my leaves. So I'm going to add them opposite sides and tape this again. And you can see all the textures and color variations. And now you know how to make delphinium stock. Now you learn how to color wafer paper, how to cut and assemble. I hope you like this method because I get a lot of questions how to simplify the process, and especially if you're working in the wedding industry and the season is coming and you need to create a lot of beautiful flowers to work as an accent to your arrangement. And I'll see you next week for another tutorial. My name is Anna Stashkina. Bye bye.